What if your 4Runner had twice the amount of cargo space, but with none of the bulk?
We built a modular utility trailer that does everything.
This might just be the best mod that you've never thought of. What's up everybody, Isaac and David back with another YouTube video, and today we're going to show you, tell you, and explain to you why you need this one mod if you're a 4Runner owner.
Let's get to it. The first things you're going to notice that we've done to this truck: wheels, tires, and suspension. We went with Firestone MT2s, KMC wheels, and some Dobinson suspension with SPC upper control arms and Timbren bump stops. Kind of the best of the best. This thing rides amazing and it grips really well on trails. So around front, we have the SRQ grill and the coastal off-road skid plates. We welded those ourselves. Around the top here, we have our Sherpa roof rack. So we pretty much have the exterior storage covered on this truck and then the interior storage, because it's just a basic third gen that's empty in the back. But what we're really gonna be talking about today is we needed more storage. So we built a modular utility trailer.
We did, and here's the deal with this, is when we talk about the mod that we're wanting to explore in this video, this is it. But here's the thing, the one mod has a ton of mods, and this trailer is built up from a bunch of really cool features, parts, and kind of a cool dream that we were able to put together and physically make happen. So you might be watching this thinking, what the heck? Why is this the one mod that every 4Runner owner needs? I guarantee you I'm gonna have you convinced after this video. But before we go into this trailer and everything that makes it so special, David's gonna give us a rundown of how this whole thing came to be. Yeah,
so Isaac was actually texting me probably for the last few years saying, hey, let's build a trailer. Let's build a trailer. This trailer sucks, you know. And we had a utility trailer before this one that just a generic, you know, bought off the lot for a couple grand. And you know, it serves the purpose for landscaping, hauling a UTV, a side-by-side, whatever you want around. But it doesn't do everything you need it to. And being a 4Runner owner, we like to mod things. We like to, you know, dial things in to the best we can. So Isaac was texting me one night. He's like, hey, let's build a trailer. I'm like, say less. I don't have time for that, but we can make it happen. So I texted my good friend Phoenix up at ArcWorks up in Montana. He's not local to us, but he knows trailers, he knows how to build them, he knows everything about them. So I'm like, Phoenix, we want to build a trailer. Can you design us what we want to build? Can you just send us plans that tell us exactly what to do, what angles to cut, what metal to use, this, that, the other thing. We want it all. So called him up. He designed this trailer. Took about a couple weeks. He just whipped it up, and next thing you know, we have plans. It was a pretty basic trailer frame, right? Yeah. It was just the frame.
Basically a ladder frame. Yeah.
No mods, nothing. It was just ladder frame with, you know, the fenders built in.
Yep.
But we told him one particular thing, right? That we wanted. We wanted this trailer to be built around the axle-less trailer suspension. Yep. I don't know if you know about axle-less, but if you're watching, you don't know about axle-less, you should. It's an unbelievable trailer suspension that we'll talk about a little bit more later.
Yep.
So anyways, we had this frame. It had to be built around this suspension, and called up our good friend Ryan at RM Engineering, and he was an unbelievable kid here in town, and just took on the project. Was like, yeah, I can build that, no problem. So what did we do? We went and we handed him the plans. We said, build us a trailer. And a couple weeks later, we have a frame. Throughout the trailer build, Isaac's like, hey, wouldn't this be cool?
I'm sure Ryan loved us by the end of this trailer project, but we basically took Phoenix's drawings and David and I's kind of like initial dream, and we kept adding to it, you know, we saw someone on Instagram did this, yep. Saw some YouTuber did this. This trailer had stake pockets, but we want those. And so we just kind of kept saying, hey, how do we make this better? How do we add this kind of form, function? How do we make this even more purpose-built than it already was?
The previous utility trailer we had, it was, I mean, you take it on one trip, it damn near falls apart.
Yeah.
So there's no tie-down points, there's no easy access to anything. It's just, it doesn't make sense. So we had to build our own, and that's what we did. And yeah, so
That's the story.
That's the story, pretty much. Isaac was like, we need a better trailer.
I kind of had goosebumps there, David. You almost had me tearing up.
Hey, we needed a better trailer, so we had to build our own.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that seems to be the common theme these days is if you want something done right, you got to kind of do it yourself in a way, or hire the right people that know what they're doing.
Right.
So that's what we did. Is
Yeah,
we
a
hired the
mixture
right
of both.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah, mixture of both.
yeah.
You got to know
Love
what
it.
you want. So
Well, should we get into it now?
let's get into it. Let's
Okay.
show them all the mods.
Okay, sweet. So thanks to David, he went over all of the most important parts that make this trailer what it is: the welding, the metal cutting, the fabricating, everything that goes into this, to making sure it's square and straight and beefy and strong and rigid, and all the real cool engineering that goes into this. So now we're going to get into some of the logistical, modifications or customizations, if you want to call it that. So we're going to start at the tongue and move our way back. So a lot that goes on the tongue here. Probably more than I care to admit, and I'm hoping that I cover everything. I've already done one take of this, and David called out 5 extra things, which we definitely got to geek out about and we got to talk about. So at the very, very front, we wanted to start out with an off-road trailer hitch, something that can articulate a ton, something that's good on the trails, something that's strong and rigid, but we also wanted to have our options. So we decided to do an open hitch at the front. So you can throw a max coupler in, a lock and roll in, a standard 2-inch ball coupler. You can do whatever you need to do depending on what you're doing with it. But if you're off-roading, you want an off-road hitch. So we got a max coupler articulating hitch up front. We have our cable chains that extend back, and then we have a ton of extra wire, cable essentially, for our trailer brakes that can extend, like David's LX, the controller's way underneath the bumper so it stays protected. So you need extra slack there. So that's kind of the basic bare bones of what got this trailer started where we wanted to be. As we come back, you'll notice we have 3 tie-down points. So we have 1 on the top and 2 down below. The 2 down below are for the chains. The 1 on top is if you got a load that you want to strap from the tongue all the way to the back of the trailer, we've got a tie-down point for that. We could not find one trailer on the market that had that, not one. So that was a neat little factor. As we work our way back, I think the coolest part is these tongue boxes. These tongue boxes have struts. They're strut assisted. They open automatically with 2 clever little pocket latches. And we wanted to do this because, number one, we'd never really seen a trailer, especially this size, have that before. And we wanted to utilize this space, the space that's kind of unusable. Because until you get to the actual bed of the trailer, you can't really use this front part. So you can put a box, a bin, a case up front, but you don't really do that. And you're strapping it down and it doesn't really work all that well. So we integrated some tongue boxes, and Ryan got very clever. He kind of bent this metal to add even more tie-down points to this. So if you wanted to throw a Yeti cooler on here, what have you, you could even put something above this. But this is great for, it hides our wiring. We have cables in here, we have tow straps, we have perfect bungees. Everything that we may need to tow and haul and throw stuff on this trailer, we can keep right inside these tongue boxes. Next up on the front end here, which you've probably seen this entire time, is trailer valet. Trusty jack, it's drill assisted, so up and down, you throw a drill on there, and it just makes loading and unloading this trailer incredibly easy. No crank lever, no, you don't need any of that anymore. You just have a nice trailer valet jack. If we're kind of diving into a little bit more of the specifics here, what's neat about this trailer valet jack, it's not bolted on. It's a completely customized option. That's actually really cool. That after we did this, Trailer Valet caught wind of it and said, we got to have that for our customers. So we cut some pipe and we welded some pipe onto this trailer so that we could then mount our Trailer Valet jack. So it's fixed. There's no bolts. There's no this or that. It's nice and clean cut and it's welded on there. It's kind of just a neat feature that's on the front of this trailer. Everything else is the same. It's all integrated. It's all welded on. There's nothing bolted. It is as factory, and if this was OEM, if I could dare call it that, as OEM as possible.
As we continue talking about mods on this modular utility trailer, we're going to start with going over the deck. Isaac had to have this blackwood lumber on the deck. I don't know if you see this right here, but it's got like a grip to it, so it's got this thin rubber pad on the top of the deck, so nothing slides around. It's super grippy, and it just always looks good. And this lumber, it actually came with, just standard lumber color tan underneath. So Isaac went ahead and painted that so it matched the trailer super nice. It's all black. So what's the point of having this nice blackwood lumber if you can't tie anything down on it? So obviously we had to do a ton of tie down points and stake pockets throughout this entire build. That was one of the main reasons we built this trailer. Was no trailer has enough tie down points or anything like that. So we're always adding them after the fact on these, you know, store-bought ones and all that stuff. So we're like, let's just build it right the first time. So starting up front here, we did stake pockets in the front, both sides, and then we did a nice heavy D-ring right in the center that's just always there. These pull out super easy, so just a pin and a stake pocket right there. And that's just another tie down point. You can put them anywhere along the trailer because we have stake pockets kind of everywhere. Along with those stake pockets, you always have to do a strap around it. You sometimes see stake pockets without a strap, but you definitely want that extra support, and it gives you some other thing to tie down to. You know, throw a ratchet strap around it and you're good to go. Moving down the side here, we have drive over fenders. That was a big thing. So you're probably like, wait, this trailer's really narrow. How are you gonna drive over those fenders? Well, that's why this is modular. So these stake pockets, we can remove these tie down points and drop in width extensions that just sit right here, about a foot wide, and take up all this space, extending the whole width of this trailer deck. So that way you can put a full-size Can-Am, race UTV, whatever you want on this trailer, no problem.
What really makes a trailer an off-road trailer? Well, I would say two main things, and we did both those on this trailer. Number one, what you can't have is a through axle. You can't have that, it's gonna get hung up on rocks, they're not reliable, and there's a million other reasons why you don't want a through axle. Number two, you don't want trailer tires on your off-road trailer. That just doesn't make sense. So we did the opposite. We did Timbren axle-less trailer suspension. It's an independent trailer suspension. We built the whole frame around it, like David said. That was a huge component to this trailer build to begin with. We wanted to make sure that the form and function of this trailer, the frame of it, was built around the axle, so the axles could fit seamlessly and perfectly. And the next up, tires. We did not want to do a trailer tire. This is a Firestone MT2. It's a max traction mud terrain tire. It's unbelievably reliable. It's way overbuilt for this trailer. We're never worrying about puncturing it with a rock on the trail. We can bounce this trailer and drag this trailer everywhere our truck goes and not have to worry about suspension and not have to worry about tires. So it's a Firestone tire. It's an MT2. It's a 285 7017. Same size we got on our third gen that's towing this trailer. We're thrilled with this tire setup. Not only the look of it, but again, the function of it. It's wrapped around some real basic pro comp 17-inch steel wheels and nothing to it. It's clean, classy, and they just work.
Isaac just went over the suspension and everything kind of underneath the trailer. So we'll come around back and we'll take a look at what we got back here. So obviously you have to have trailer lights. We went and picked up these nice trailer light boxes that were already prefabricated at our local trailer store. Super cool, they had those in stock. So kind of grabbed those, these lights to go with them. So we got our turn signal, we have our backup light, and then just a standard brake light. Really nice, all integrated. All the wiring is ran through the frame. That was something we really wanted to make sure was done right, is there's no wiring outside the frame, and it's super clean, super tucked up. Doesn't get in the way of anything. It's all done perfect. So we also have more stake pockets back here. So another stake pocket on the side. This for another extension plate, and then or tie down point, whatever you want. Then we have more stake pockets back here. So two more that can also be used as tie down points or whatever you really want. These stake pockets kind of allow for a lot of modularity. Super handy that we have those all the way around the frame. And then the other main thing you'll see behind here is this hitch. So most trailers, I feel like, don't come with a hitch, or you have to ask for it extra if they do. So we welded one on, and we can throw a bike rack on here, we can throw kind of whatever we want, or we could haul dual if we want. So throw another trailer behind here and haul a jet ski trailer behind our, say, raft trailer or whatever camper trailer. So super cool to have a hitch back here. It's a very underrated, overlooked part of the trailer, but we had to do it, and that's pretty much it for back here.
So with the Timbren axle-less off-road trailer suspension, the beefy metal chassis, the precision welding, the tie-down points, the Firestone MT2 tires, All those things go into making this modular trailer something so unique and something so special. Plus, this little trailer is a force multiplier when you're towing and you're hauling gear with your 4Runner. So we're curious. Number one, drop a comment. What do we do next to this little thing? Is it a spare tire mount? Is it a custom camper? Is it sidewalls so we can haul leaves and stuff to the dump? We're curious your thoughts. And number two, does this convince you as the number one mod if you're a 4Runner owner? Does it convince you to build a little trailer or buy a little trailer, whether it's a camping trailer, a teardrop trailer, a modular trailer, a utility trailer, something that can assist you and help you with your everyday and off-road adventures? Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.